Hey there, it's David Tonelli.
And Julia Blinsky.
We're realtors with Royal LePage Signature with our segment, Ask Julia. All right, Julia, let me ask you, in your experience now, what is a HELOC?
So a HELOC, which is HELOC, stands for Home Equity Line of Credit.
That's right.
So a HELOC, you know, people usually get a HELOC if they want to buy a rental property, for example. But let's say what is it first?
Yeah. So, what is a home equity line of credit as opposed to like just a regular line of credit? What a home equity line of credit is, it allows you to access your equity in your property without having to sell it. So traditionally, if you had a property, for example, say it was you had bought it for $500,000 and now it's gone up to $1 million. Well, that extra $500,000 is sort of, it's gained in equity, not to mention what you paid down on the property. So instead of having to sell that property just to get that $500,000, what they do is they set up a bank, your lender will usually set up a home equity line of credit based on a 80-20 valuation of what it's worth and how much you owe. Long story short, they're using the equity which is built in your property, and it is secured by your home. And this is because you're secured by your home. It is usually a lower interest rate than you would if you just have an unsecured line of credit, and it's much less than using just your Visa. Mm-hmm. And yes, and because you are secured by your home, you're able to use that home equity line of credit on purchase of another property, rental property. You can use it for whatever you want, but it works out the same way as a line of credit, that you only get charged on interest of what you spend. So if you have a home equity line of credit of $500,000, but you don't use any of it, you don't get charged anything. If you use $100,000 of it, you'll get charged $100,000 for whatever month it is. But if obviously if you pay down, if you pay that $100,000 down, again, you're only paying what you're using on it. Mm-hmm. It's not a setup.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, and you want to use that there are unsecured line of credits. We were talking with Ariane about this too, but they don't do a really large amount because a bank is not going to just give you an unsecured line of credit just because they like who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was a good topic too. And if you want to know how home equity lines of credit, it's always good to talk to your mortgage broker. We're just kind of giving you an overview, and we're kind of using what I used it personally too. So I've used my home equity line of credits to buy, not even mortgage, just not even use as a down payment. I've used some of our home equity lines of credit to actually purchase units themselves, mm-hmm. and then you don't have a mortgage anymore. You're using a home equity line as opposed to a mortgage, and again, you're just paying interest only. You can pay principal down on how you choose, which means if you want to put down, from what you borrowed, you want to pay it down, you can do that. You have the freedom to do that as well.
But definitely talk to your mortgage broker.
Yeah. Or your mortgage specialist. Yeah. Because most of the time, like for example, for the bank will give you the line of credit. You can talk to them. But the other thing that you have to know about a home equity line of credit, most of the time, it's not a set rate. It is based on the prime lending rate of the bank, and you have some sort of additional to that. So maybe prime plus 3% or something like that. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, we rambled on enough. All right, guys, we'll see you soon.